Hey everyone, it is Larry here at LC Model Shipbuilding, and in this episode we're going to be putting together the private promenade and some rooms. So a lot of little detail work going on. Got some video of me putting together the front forward cabins, and then a lot of video of scratch building the staterooms that attach to the private promenade. So thanks for tuning in, and let's get started. Okay, so here we go. On this video we're going to be setting up our private staterooms, which will run right in here, and then our private promenade right here. We also will need to put a wall right there, so I already got a piece of styrene pretty much cut to the right height, and we're going to go ahead and get that on. Before we start any of that, we're going to cut out our portholes right there, and then we're going to apply our windows. So for that we need the Trumpeter windows that come with the kit, so I already have them painted. And they are done in mahogany brown, same as I'm doing with the furniture that was in the first set of decks. So what I'm going to do is first drill these out. I'm also using a set of doors that I will be replacing with China 3D doors on the upper decks. So they will go right here and basically land right where those portholes are. So I'm going to go ahead and get them drilled out and start getting ready to do windows, and we will be right back. So like I said, the mission is going to be this section right here, and grand staircase is pretty much ready. I think I'm going to replace the backing panel on it because I'm pretty sure I might have found an option for that rather than just having paneling on it. So let me go ahead and get this stuff that I just talked about ready to go, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we got my holes drilled, and what we're gonna do, and I just checked, the windows do line up perfect, which is great. So we're going to just dip it in some CA and drop it right down where those windows are. And you're not going to be able to see through these windows, portholes. They're not portholes, they are windows. You're not going to be able to see through them at all anyway, but they will be able to transmit light through them, so I do want them to be visible. Okay, so then that will ride right there, and we're going to do the same thing over here. Now, I was looking at the floor plan for this section here. So the rooms, or suites, I guess you'd say, private suites, are divided into three. So they have the bedroom, you have a sitting room, you have actually a bathroom, so they're divided into four. Woody's kit for B deck actually includes pretty much all of this, so we're going to be putting all of that together, but first we're going to do the private promenade on the outside on both sides and then work our way in. So next up we're going to be painting and attaching the wood for that, which goes in here. So we're gonna get that ready to go. I guess actually first we should probably put the windows on. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna start working on that part. So we'll get all the carpeting down on this then once we get going. Sorry, I got 30 things on my head here as I'm thinking about how this is gonna go. Honor and Glory, not Honor and Glory, I'm sorry. The Ship Magnificent does have a nice layout here with each individual room. So it will tell us where everything goes 100%, and it also kind of has a furniture floor plan, which is absolutely fantastic. So in any case, we're going to go ahead and get the windows ready to go, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just installed windows on here. Hopefully, yeah, you can see them when the light hits. I gotta put the frames on yet, but these are the Midwest Model Shop windows. And what I did, I know in the instructions, Ben, it says that Private Promenade is covered in here. However, the part numbers are not, and I got paranoid, so I'm cutting my own just for Private Promenade, and I probably will for Parisian Cafe, but those numbers are slightly different. It's not that big of a deal to cut it, so I'm not really too worried about it. So to glue these on, I'm using a canopy glue, just like Ben demonstrated, and really just following his technique. So kind of going right along our frame outer edge here, or inner edge I guess you'd say, and then I'll take a tweezer and drop it on. So alls I did, they come in 13 different bags with part numbers on them, really well organized, so I'll show them for anybody that hasn't seen them. Right there you go. So that's all the different windows, and like I said, they're probably in here. I just don't want to risk it and then not have enough of whatever I need up on the upper decks, so I just decided to cut my own. I'm pretty sure this is the right size, so I just went and matched it up here. I have one right here from the bag, and we'll just continue cutting it out, because all that you really have to do, and I suppose if you don't want to buy the kit, you could pretty easily do this using one of the photo etch frames and cut it out. So just basically follow the shape, and might have to trim a little bit there, but they also don't have to be exactly perfect, because one, it's in a lower deck area that you will have to see through another window to see this window, and two, the canopy glue will kind of fill in any gaps, and then on top of that, the window frame will go on top of it yet before it's all said and done. So I'm just showing this real quick. Easy way to make your own if you choose to do so. So we'll drop that in, and voila. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these out the rest of the way. I got about 5 more to go, and then we'll get moving on the rest of it as we go. So just because I'm not going to hit pause while I'm in the middle of doing this, you can see me cut one more, I guess. So just literally follow the arch. Get it measured top to bottom so that it's right, and then cut off the bottom there. Okay. I missed a little corner there. A little bit more curve to it. There we go. And I know that's probably not the most visible being clear, but I did want to at least try to show it. But like I said, up on the upper decks, I'm going to use the whole entire set. And this canopy glue dries nice and clear and does not frost. I've used this on several other builds, Lusitania and Queen Mary, and it always turns out good. So I'm going to pause it, go ahead and finish my last 4, and then we'll put some frames on. Okay, next up we got Woody's, or Maritime Models, private Promenade walls here. So I got the window frames on one side. I'm actually waiting for paint to dry for the other side so I can install them. But there you can kind of get an idea what that looks like. So what these wood panels do is basically go right over the wall here on the kit. Now I got to paint green on the bottom portion of the wall, but I want to see how far down that will go. So you can get these in either wood on the website there, or you can get the photo etch. I have both because it comes on the sheet, but essentially that lays right there just like that, and basically we need to make the wall green under the windows. So I'm just going to mark how far this goes on the bottom down here where it won't be visible, and then I know that the wall goes all the way, or that it goes all the way there on up on the wall. So I don't even know if that made sense what I said, but I think you get the idea. So I'm using the same green that I used for the winches, which is just flat green from not KA, I'm sorry, Vallejo. So we're just gonna put a dab of that on my little paper here, and I'm going to brush paint this just because it's not really going to be visible. I mean, it'll be visible, but I don't think brush strokes are going to show up too bad in between the wood. So we're just going to kind of come right along the base down here. And I'm going a little thick, that way I don't get brush strokes. And we're just basically painting along. Sorry if you hear the printer in the background. I had a fairly good sized order for Constitution figures, so I'm printing like 480 figures. The gentleman's going to do a full crew, I guess, so it'll be kind of cool to see. But the printer will be going for a little while here. Okay, we're almost there. So we're gonna get these painted up and then let it dry, and then I'll come back and we'll drop the wood down on it. And we want to go to right there, a little bit farther. Right there. One thing with Vallejo, I find it is much easier to airbrush, but like I said, I don't think it'll be too noticeable that this is brushed. Now, along the front up here is the door, and then the back here will also be green, so we're going to go ahead and hit that right now while I have the green out. that should do it. So now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And remember, the walls will be covered with the wood, plus there'll be furniture in front of it, plus there'll be windows in front of that for the not B deck, yeah, B deck. So there's actually going to be quite a bit to go through to see the detail. Okay. There we go. And we'll get the back wall quick. And then we'll let it dry up. Okay, and once that's done and the windows are on, then we'll be able to glue it down onto the deck. So, let me continue working on that and we will be right back. Okay, so there's one right there. Looking lovely, lovely. Very happy with it. There will be a wall right here, so I got a tiny bit of green right there. Not a big deal. You won't ever see that once the wall is set. So that one goes right there. And then that wall also has the last piece that goes right here, so we'll be painting the bottom of that green once we set it. I might go with a little bit thicker of styrene, but I may not have to. I don't know. I'll play with it here in a minute after I set the last piece. So to do this, all I'm using is a little bit of CA, and looking at the side that I like the wood grain on the more, I just kind of dip it in the CA, which, sorry, I'm doing off camera. And we're just going to drop it right on. So you have just a few seconds to play with it to get it where you want it. And I am doing it so that it's just a little bit shy of the top here, as you can see. That way the top deck shouldn't give me any problem on it, or the A deck, I mean. So there we go. Now these are pretty much ready to go in place. So we're going to go ahead and, for this, being that it is actual plastic, oh no, it's not plastic. I was thinking I was going to use some Tamiya glue, but it's plastic to wood, so CA it is. So we're just going to run it right along here. I don't want to go too thick because I don't want a glob of it. And we just got to press it down so that it sets up. Okay, just need a little bit more over here. I'm going to actually just hit it with some accelerator. Alright, perfect. Alright, we're going to do the same thing over here on the other side. And I'm not that worried, like I said, about the other piece, the other wall going in there, because I can set that once I'm ready. And I'm kind of, I was holding this up so the deck doesn't bow on me. But yeah, there we go. That is awesome. I'm really, really, really happy with that. So, nice little setup by Maritime Models there. Again, that's what it looks like. And then this is the roof, or the ceiling for it right here, which we'll obviously save for later here. Now, back to this little wall here. I'm gonna check. Yeah, I think we'll be okay using that. So we're just gonna go right there. And what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna probably glue the wood on before I glue it onto the deck. That way I don't really have to worry about the part lining up per se. Okay, so that just kind of goes right there, just like that. And then the back side, we'll put some doors over here where they would be on the other side. So let me make sure they're the same size. Yep. Okay, so we're gonna cut out that one and we'll paint it up green. And we'll get them on. I already have green paint. Okay. So now we'll just let that dry for a few minutes, and then we'll get these cut. Make sure I got enough height on it, and it looks like I do. Yep, that'll be all right. Alright, now I'm going to put the rest of that over in safekeeping until we are ready to put A deck on. And yeah, there we go. So I'm going to let that dry for a few minutes, and then we'll do that. In the meantime, I'm going to figure out where my furniture is for this, which sheet that's on, and get that painted up. So that was a wicker, which I'll probably do that more of an off-white. I don't want to do solid white. I think off-white would be pretty solidly accurate. So that's my thought process right now anyway. But all right, I will be back and we will continue. Okay, so did a little bit of adjusting on Grand Staircase, so you can kind of see what that looks like now. That looks a little bit more accurate. Still not perfect, but it will work for what I'm doing. And remember, it will be 3 levels below the boat deck. So I went to start cutting my rooms for right here when I realized that those rooms aren't included in this, so that kind of is cool. I get to do a little bit of scratch build. So I'm first going to build my walls around it, and we're going to go ahead and basically build the staterooms that go in here. So we're going to need a sitting room, a bedroom, and a bathroom, which will kind of be closed off because you won't really see it, and then another bedroom. So first thing we're going to do, I need to remeasure how tall my wall was right here, because I'm going to go with that exact same height, and for that I'm using my little caliper here, and we're just going to measure where that wall is. Right there, it's 11 millimeters, that's what I made it. So I'm going to basically just make an 11 millimeter line here so that I can cut it, and then figure out my lengths, and yeah, we'll get started. So the good thing is I did scratch, or sorry, not scratch build. I do still have 3D printed stuff that I planned on using. So I got tables I can use for the sitting room. I have armoires and beds and all kinds of good stuff. So vanities right here. So I don't even have to touch any of the of Neil's stuff in the photo etch. I'll be able to basically build my own. I got couches in here, so this is going to work. And it will be kind of cool to have those rooms, because I'm sure somebody else has already built them, but I don't know. I want them. I was kind of excited about having them, so now I'm going to. So anyway, let me go ahead and start building some walls and figure out my carpet colors. I picked up some construction paper, and well, I got another treat for the future staterooms down here with some well, you'll see when we get there. We're not ready for that yet, but in the meantime, we're going to scratch build some staterooms. So if you watched Titanic, which we're gonna, without getting into the whole Titanic movie debate or anything like that, parts of it I thought were great, parts of it I don't know, I didn't really care about the whole story. I mean the whole, you know, Jack and Rose story. I was more into the ship and all that. But in the movie, they did have the staterooms in there. Now, they were significantly larger than what they were in reality. So, we're going to build ours more to scale. And a little bit more. And I'm going to build them closer to Honor and Glory's version, which I would feel is pretty accurate at this point. So that's what the plan looks like. So we're gonna get these cut out. The walls do have different colors. Some were white, some were oak. So we will use the different patterns that I have on the pre-printed papers. So the oak, for instance, I'll end up using the same thing that I used for grand staircase hallway, and it'll be that. The white, I will end up using these pieces of the gem, and I'll just print out more of them. So I got plenty that I can do that. So this is going to definitely put to use some of the paper, whatever you want to call it, layouts that we have available, and you can get them on the Titanic Trumpeter Facebook page. So to get my length for these rooms, essentially the hallway would come in parallel with the staircase. So this would be one side, which means that would be about how deep our rooms go. So that's where we're going to make our wall, right there. Now I'm going to mark this line, and I'll make it more perfect, not perfect, but straighter. I guess I'll just do it now. That way we have it kind of where it should be. So that needs to come out this far on this side. And we're going to line it right up with the end of the grand staircase, which we're going to call it right there, even though this doesn't seem to be exactly right. Something seems slightly off. Oh, I know why. Because I'm not taking into consideration the hallway depth. So the hallway will be that wide. So we don't need it to be real wide, but let's call it that. That side has the hallway already considered in it. That would be about there, roughly. Okie dokie. So, first thing we're going to do is figure out our distance that we need our room to be. Now, the first one is a Louis the 16th walnut and sycamore panel. So that's the sitting room. And that will be basically coming out right past the first window. So right about there is where we want that to land. So we're going to go here, and we're going to kind of mark our distance. So I want that to land right there. Alright, then we're going to cut it. And how you almost, I think, want to think of this is kind of almost like a modular home till you're all said and done. I'm also going to put a sub-layer floor down because where, and I'm going to go a little bit thicker, but where the there's a lip here for where the private promenade goes on, but that will then affect my height, although my height seems to be okay. So let me get a thicker piece of styrene that I can use here for a subfloor, and we're going to need a total of 1, 2, 3, probably 4 walls going that way. And I'm also going to go check out my flooring colors a minute too before I come back. So hang tight, I'll be right back. Okay, so how this goes is we have the Louis 16th style sitting room. That means we need blue carpet and brown walls. So we're going to go ahead and put some blue carpet down. And I got that right here. Now my walls are not going to be exact, but they're going to work for what I'm trying to do here, so I'm not that worried about them. I'm going to cut the carpet a little bit bigger than I need it so I can size that in. Well, I didn't do too bad there. I still need to raise this up a little bit, but carpet will go to here and to here and there. All right, so I'm going to cut that to get my size. All right, now let me grab some styrene and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got my styrene glued down on there. First up, we're going to go ahead and glue down some blue carpet. So that is going to go right there, and that's pretty much already measured out to be where I need it to end. So there we go. Blue carpet is on. I'm not going to worry about the white wall or the wall being any kind of color on this side, because you won't be able to see through from one side to the other, because there's going to be a wall here. There's going to be a smoke unit coming up in here, so no big deal. So there we go, blue carpet. Next up, we have a bathroom, which we're going to skip building the bathroom. We're just going to basically pretend that's not there. So then we're going to say that's about that big. It can't be there. That wouldn't make sense. The washroom is not in between. Okay, it's not the washroom. I'm sorry. We have an Empire bedroom. Okay, that makes more sense. So Empire bedroom, according to our little map here, will be pink. So we get pink carpet in that room with red chairs and red bedding. So here we got blue, or we got some pink, or mauve, I guess we'd call it. So we're going to go ahead and cut that. And I'm going to roughly say it's going to probably be about the same size as the sitting room. Well, the sitting room's slightly bigger, according to the layout here. But that will go right here, and then it goes, how far here? It looks like essentially a couple feet past the windows, so I'm going to basically take it to here. Yeah. So we're going to take off about that much on that side, and then we're going to take off basically from here. And this will end up being the hallway out here, so that's what's going on there. Okay. Giddy up. Okay, we got a room there like that. Now this one, like I said, is white with, it actually has like a red wallpaper. So I have that planned out. So one side will be blue, or I'm sorry, one side will be the brown room, and one side will be the red. So we're going to take our wall here, and the white side is going to get wallpaper. Well, it has wallpaper inserts, we're going to call them that. Okay, and I'm not going to go crazy with this, I mean, beyond what I'm doing already. But we're going to make this about that size. and we're gonna do rectangles basically. My next major project that I need to do is get online to see if I can't find some 3D printable 1/200 scale people. I have the KA ones and all that, but I don't want to use them on these lower decks because they are a little pricey. I mean, you're talking 35 bucks a box or somewhere in that neighborhood. So I'd rather not use them down here anyway. Up top, yep, absolutely, they'll be all over the place up top, but down on the below decks, it just, I don't see the bang for the buck out of it. So I'm going to be looking for that over the next couple days. Just trying to find some people that I think are decent looking for printing. That's not how I wanted that to go. Please don't be stuck already. I might save it. Yeah, we're gonna scrape that off. Try that again. And I know there would have been doors and all that kind of stuff on these walls. I'm not going to go to that level only because it's going to be a challenge to ever see this. But I want it. We're going to pretend that that would have been a door in that neighborhood. Okay, now for this side, we're going to take some of our brown panel. That's blue. I need brown. There's brown. And again, because it is not that important and nobody will ever see it, I can reuse top and bottom like this. I think it'll be perfectly fine. It's the top. Okay, so that goes down here. Almost time for a new tube of glue. Okay. Now we're going to put our upper section on. This wallpaper is kind of the surprise I was talking about. That was going to be in the next video, but that's okay. I need it here, so it is what it is. But these will be in the next video pretty prominently because they will be part of the photo etch that's going in. Sorry, I'm off camera. all I'm doing is gluing, but whatever. Okay. There we go. Put one wall up. Okay, next wall is going to be this one, which will look just like that. So it'll be the pink with the red again. I'll make these a little bit smaller, only because I know they didn't fit perfect over there. So I'm trying to kind of fake it with it, pretending there's a door there, but again, yeah, you might be able to see it a little bit. There's 2 windows to see through there. We'll see. We will see. Alright, I'm getting new glue. Toss this one to the side for a minute. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and glue these on. Whoa. Well, that was a lot more glue than I wanted. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll put this wall on quick, and then I'll probably pause it as I just put more of this together, because really it's just gonna be more of the same. I'm gonna put a back wall up, and then when we come back, we'll start some furniture painting and get that all squared away. So it's gonna look the part. That's the one cool thing here. And that should be that way. I'm going to cut that a little bit shorter. So I still got to finish the railings on this grand staircase here. I will finish that at some point, but I got too excited about doing this. Okay, that'll work there. And then, like I said, this is a bathroom, so I'm not really too worried about that. We're not going to model it. Okay, there we go. And then the last room is the French style bedroom, which is French style red with all brown. So it's going to get bright red carpet and all brown walls. So I'm going to go ahead and put that together, and I might set up the walls and do everything basically on this side too, so that we're essentially in the same spot, and then I will be right back. Okay, so we got our rooms basically squared away. They're not 100% straight. It is what it is. You can barely see them, but you can see, so I'll show you through the window kind of the effect we got going. So you will be able to see these when it comes down to it, so I don't think it's wasted time when it comes down to it. So anyway, what we're going to do now is I'm going to kind of cut out a fireplace right there. So the two forward rooms both have fireplaces. So they're going to be in mahogany. And then we're going to start putting some furniture together. So I'll be back shortly. Let me get these painted up. Okay, so I'm painting the furniture. I got some wardrobes done, a couple bookshelves, some tables, so they're drying. I got some vanities here. I did the same thing that we did with the other ones, and I used the foil tape on it, so those are there. I got some chairs yet to paint, so I'm going to do those here shortly. I'm going to go ahead and put this fireplace in. I already got that one on. I stole the picture from the gym. I get it. It's the map, and that wouldn't really be there, but whatever. So we're gonna put that in and get that glued on. So there, we got a fireplace in now, and we're gonna start putting some tables up. So where did I put it? All right, so this room would have been kind of a bluish green aqua color, so I borrowed my paint that I used in the pools in Queen Mary 2, and that's going to work perfect for that until you do that. But luckily it fell right on my lap, so yay. Okay, this is why you also don't cut without a hot knife, but I'm not really that worried about these because I have a ton of them, and I'm not going to use them in that many places, so it's not a big deal. And that's why I have a broom. So we're going to put them, or that one, right kind of in the center of the room. And then there's a couch that goes in that room also. And that goes over here in the corner, kind of. So, sorry, I was looking at the floor plan a minute. Because they actually do have it spelled out where the individual furnishing pieces go. So, makes it a little helpful. Alright, so that is, there we go. So give that a dab of glue. I gotta figure out what colors bedding and all that kind of stuff's gonna be, so that's gonna be my next little project here. Kind of going through and figuring that out. Then I also will probably scatter around some flower pots and do some artificial trees. So I have those 3D printed. I'm trying to find one. Here they are. So they look like that, and they look pretty accurate to pictures I've seen anyway. So they got the little design on that. So we'll paint them up. And they also go out here on the private promenade. So I'll probably put some in the rooms and out there. Gonna do a little end table next to that couch there that we just put in. And then this is a sitting room, so there's also going to be more chairs. I got to paint them up yet. Those little ones that I showed you a minute ago. So we'll get them in a minute here. Let me get a little bit more glue. Okay. There we go. Got a table in there. And then I think I'm going to put a bookshelf in there, being that it's a sitting room, and there's a piece of furniture that I can't actually tell what it is in the diagram, so I'm going to decide that it's a bookshelf and put a bookshelf in. I may be wrong, but it would kind of make sense, because this is kind of a like sitting room, like I said. So bookshelf is going to go right here. Okay. So there is that. Now, I'm gonna get the other chairs painted up. I'll do 4 more of them, and they're gonna be just kind of scattered around the room. And then, yeah, I need the armoires over there. So, yeah, we're just gonna put those chairs in, and then get the beds painted up. So, let's see, the ones that have the red, dark red, or the looks like they're going to be a red, so we're probably going to have red bedding in both of these rooms actually. And then this room I'm probably going to do kind of a tan. It's not really defined, and I'll do a green, like a brighter green with that. So that's how we're going to go. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, they have green with red. I could do that too. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Kind of go for a Christmassy look, I guess. But all right, let me get painted up, and we'll come back here and kind of show you what our end result looks like. Okay, so next up we have our furniture for the private promenade. So it does actually include the plants, or the trees, whatever you want to call them, and the pots. So I don't have to use my 3D printed ones, which is cool. So obviously I'm not going to paint them the same color as the furniture. So we're going to cut those out, because I'm going to actually brush paint them while we're waiting for the wicker furniture to dry. And we're going to put some foliage on them. And I'll kind of explain how to do that. I got a little trick too for the foliage that I use with model railroading. So I'll kind of explain it, and I don't think I'll make a video because I already have some made, but I can explain it as I'm putting stuff together here in a little bit. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and paint the furniture, the wicker furniture, and it's going to be Sand Beige by Vallejo. So I'm going to go ahead and get these painted, and then we're going to come back and start working on these. So be right back. Okay, so I got our furniture painted. Just waiting for the tabletops to dry a little bit, because they should be white, so I will paint them white. I got our flower pots here drying, and they are also white, and then they get the they get brown accent on them, so we'll do that here in a minute. Now, I said I was going to explain the whole foliage thing. So this is some green and yellow here, and all I do, here's some yellow and orange. I'm doing kind of a fall type railroad, but anyway, I use sponge like this, and then I just break it up into pieces. I put it in a blender, an old blender. No, it's not an old blender, it's a blender that I bought just for this, and then put in some green paint like this and hit it with the blender. Then I drain the water out, and basically there's what you got. So really cheap, easy, effective way of making foliage. And I have made probably about 200 trees for my railroad with this stuff. So I'm going to try seeing what it looks like on this. I mean, it'll kind of give it a real look. Obviously I'm not going to use yellow, but we'll use the green and see how it comes out. So let me get the tree branches painted brown quick, so they have that look, and we'll be right back. Okay, one thing I thought about as I was doing this, I better show how I do this. So anybody at models probably is aware of this, but this is called dry brushing, where you take just a little bit of paint left on your brush and kind of come across it to get your raised detail. So there's that. And then this will be brown because that would be dirt on the top there. But I just figured I'd show that real quick, because I'm trying to be as inclusive as I can with the videos. So there we go. That one I got a little bit too much paint, so I'm gonna have to hit that with some white again. Okay, I'll do one more. And then I'll hit this with the dull coat before I end up folding them into position so they don't scratch off. But there, that's basically it. I gotta fix that one, but hopefully you get the idea. Might as well do the last one since we're here, I guess. Okay, and the brown. Now we'll let these dry, and then in the meantime I'll paint the branches for the trees, and I'll fix that white one. So I'll be right back. Okay, so here's how we do this. We're gonna first put some glue down on our paper here, and we're gonna take our branches, and I bent them already so you can kind of see. Basically, they kind of got that tree look to them. There's a little bit of brass showing through, but that's okay. On the trunk, I will retouch up the paint once I get it into the pot. So just basically do that, and then drop it on, kind of like that. Pat it a little bit maybe if you want, and there you go. Voila, a tree. So pretty easy. Pretty cheap and cost effective, and if you decide to build bigger models, like I said, I have a few hundred of these on my model railroad, so that's that. We'll get these on our flower pots and be ready to go. But they're drying right now, so we'll do this. It's okay if a little piece here and there falls off. The main thing is you just want it to stick to the branches. You don't want the extra anyhow, so it all works out good. Okay. I just didn't like how that one looked. There we go. Okay, so I believe I need a total of 4 of these, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look at the map here, because it actually even has them. Oh, I need 4 on each side. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the other ones and get them ready to go. So we'll be back. Okay, we're going to finish up this last part of the video here. So this is our furniture. I did fold a couple of them already, but this is again Woody's / Maritime Models, and basically you don't have to really do any kind of gluing or anything like that. You just fold where the lines are and you have your furniture. Super simple, very easy to use, and looks very good. So we're gonna get all of our pieces folded on here, and then we're going to get them glued on. I did get the trees already in, so they are in and done, and they came out pretty good all in all. A little thick, I guess, but they look the part of trees, so there's that. Alright, so there's another couch. And we got our tables right here. And again, legs just fold down. And you have tables. Nothing too overly difficult. And I figured rather than doing a whole video just on folding furniture, I'd just kind of show it on this one for private promenade, because there's only a few different pieces of furniture in this video, or in this section. So there we go. There's our tables. And then we have these chairs here, which these would be your tables, wow, I can't talk, your chairs for the tables. And they go pretty basically just like that. So I'm going to fold these up, and then when it comes time to glue them down, I'll film for a little bit there and basically wrap up the video at that point, just showing what it looks like on this one side, and then I'll end up finishing the other side off camera into the next video. We will go. Sometimes when I'm talking, I mess up what I'm doing here, but it's okay because it's easily bendable. Okay. Well, I'm going to fold these and then I'll refilm once we are ready. Okay, so here we go. Kind of just do a final little showing here. So that is our private promenade, and you can see inside the rooms, so this was worth it. They are all there. You can also see inside the window here, which yeah, all in all, pretty cool. And here is our other forward cabins, so there they are. But yeah, I still got to finish up the private promenade over on this side. I'll get on that here over the next couple days. There's a view of the grand staircase. It's obviously not set right now. I just didn't want to have it break off while I was building. So anyway, once I hit it with some dull coat, all those glue marks will go away, so I'm not too worried about them. But yeah, all in all, I think it's pretty successful and I'm happy. So thank you very much for watching. We will be continuing back here on the next video with all of these. So a whole lot of rooms that have to go in over here. So once again, thanks for watching. Please make sure you subscribe so you get notifications for the next video. We'll see you next time.